Hey everyone, I hope you are having a great day and Happy New Year's. I can't believe it's 2024. Still out here in the greenhouse looking at the banana. These are the dwarf varieties, so they shouldn't get very big. But as you can see, they're stressing out. They really need to be repotted, and it is still the dead of winter. I garden now in zone 8. Excuse me, sorry. Garden in zone 8A. They are looking sad, but I have been waiting to pot them up. We're expecting to go into teen digits the whole next week, so I don't want to really go into them and dig them up. But you can see they are ready either to be divided or repotted. I mean, the roots are growing out. You can see here, these are some of the roots that are trying to come out. So I need to put them in a bigger pot. And then this main shoot here has produced a couple more shoots, which I can harvest and divide them up to create more plants out of them. And you can see here, she's throwing out new pups right here, here, and here actually. And I really want to get to them, but due to the weather that we're having, I just don't want to disturb the roots. So it looks like all of them are suffering from needing to be repotted. And right now in the greenhouse, there's just not that much room to work with. And I also need to get new soil. I've used up all the reserve in the soils that I've had. And I just need to go through. You see this one here is sending out multiple shoots as well, and they don't even have room to grow. And it is cold, so they don't like this cold weather for sure. But this one here, I need to get it into its own pot. You can see. So the leaves are stressing out, showing sign of not liking this cold weather, but it's going to get cold again for the next week or so. And then I'm hoping it'll kind of warm up so I can repot everybody. But right now I'm just going to leave them snug in their, excuse me, in their area. The pineapple plant, which I grew from a store-bought pineapple, is doing great. This one really needs to be transplanted, but I didn't have another big pot to put it in. This one I transplanted and put in this pot, and it's doing well. You can see from here, green and luscious. So usually when you water, I've learned that when you water pineapple, you want to kind of let it get down into here and then just let it sit, and that's how it's going to soak up the water. The humidity in here is a little bit high, so it's retaining its moisture more than it would if it was outdoor. But because it cannot tolerate frost, I had to bring it inside. So everything in here is just staying in here until the weather has warmed up a little bit more. So everybody's going to just have to be. I did come in and cut down my Myers lemon. It has finally produced all it will produce, so I cut it back completely. And then from the cuttings, from pruning and trimming, I used some of that for cutting, but you can see I did a really hard cut to it. Just left a couple of leaves just for the photosynthesis, and it should recover by springtime and then start producing. Did the same thing to, I think this is the navel orange. You can see it's not happy in here. The leaves are turning, so I need to figure out how to treat that. My palm tree is doing great. Has a couple of new shoots trying to come out in the middle. But this cold snap, we just need to make sure it can stay and not freeze. But I did take down a couple of the branches that were completely dead, like this one here. I cut it here, and then I also cut this other one over here. But it's doing really good in this in-ground greenhouse. Jackfruit looks like it's doing good. And mango looks like it's doing good. Just want to come out here and check on everything for a little bit. Looks like this one either has a little bit of, I don't know what it is. I want to say it's cold damage, but I don't think so because it looks like I have some kind of black moldy soot in here, so I need to get that treated. Waiting for all these to ripen so I can eat it. The waiting part is almost the hardest part. You see the fruit and you want to just come out and pick it, but these are not ripe yet, still too green, so it will not be as amazingly flavored, but giving it a little bit more time. This is the one where I got most of the fruit this summer, and going into the fall, you can see it's pushing out new growth. It's a good thing but bad at the same time because we're going to hit a couple of our days of coldness in our zone, so hopefully it'll be okay. But it doesn't show too much sign of stress at this point in time. Another jackfruit is doing good, staying warm. So everything in here is just surviving until springtime. What are you guys growing in your greenhouse other than trying to keep everything alive? I do have lots of Mars lemon cutting growing in pots. I've got to repot everything in the springtime again, but you can see they're doing really well. I got Monstera in here, loving this humidity dome. She has literally just like taken off. Look at this. Looks like what's that cheese that has all those holes in it? I can't remember. Swiss cheese. So it seems to be loving this indoor dome for it. I've got some coleus down here I'm trying to overwinterize, giving lots of color. It's very beautiful. And then over here, same thing, just everything I'm trying to winterize, and then hopefully within the next month or two, it'll start warming up. This lychee over here is looking okay. It's a little bit droopy, but it's still got new growth. It was suffering for a little bit, so I had to repot it again. This poor lychee, I've literally had to repot it like 3 or 4 times. First time, it didn't seem like it liked its soil. And it didn't grow. It literally, as soon as the tip came, just like this right here actually, it would just brown and then die off. But this one here seems to be doing all right, so just gonna let it be and hope that it'll take. What is this? Oh, it's just an old leaf, but the new growth looks good. So this is a lychee I've been trying to cultivate and keep it alive. I'm struggling. You can see it's struggling, but it's still hanging in there, so very hopeful. And this is just what the greenhouse looks like. The dragon fruit seems to be doing well in here. I'm kind of surprised because it's a little bit too humid, I would think, for it. But it's still growing and doing its thing. I do need to put something up here so that it can trellis over and start producing fruit this summer. Springtime, summertime. But it's looking healthy. Actually, no. Looks like there's something right there. It's splitting. I'm wondering if it's getting too much water. It's splitting right there. I have to try to see what I can do to treat that. Ooh, it looks like it's getting some kind of rust here too. If only plants would just be as perfect as how you plant them. The June plum, I did a hard prune back. So June plum, it's not too easy to push growth. So it had all of the issues on the fruit and even the stem. So I was hoping to try to keep it alive. You can see here the stalks aren't looking too healthy, but it's pushing out new growth, so I'm going to leave it be. This one over here is doing the same thing, and it's sending out new fruit, flower to fruit. I think I'm just going to top that off because I don't really want it to concentrate on that. I just want it to concentrate on getting healthy so that it can produce this summer. But I did a really hard prune. All right, everybody. I think that's it for an update. I'm sorry I'm not really doing much. I am doing some seedlings and things like that that doesn't require me to be outdoor. This is really the only area I have to grow anything until we expand a little bit more. So trying to keep everything alive just like you guys are doing. I hope you guys are having good success keeping everything alive. And here's looking towards spring and summer of 2024. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.